When video game characters have a fight, they usually have to use boring old fists, guns, or if they're feeling fancy, a sword that's bigger than they are. Certain RPG characters, however, have another option available to them known as summons, where they can call in someone or something else to do their dirty work for them, often with hugely spectacular and devastating results. Here are 7 of our favourite, most spectacular and most over-the-top summons from throughout RPG history. Enjoy! The Final Fantasy series is legendary for its summons. If we were so inclined, this entire list could be just Final Fantasy summons, like the steampunk fortress Alexander, or the legitimately terrifying Bahamut. Oh god, here he is. For eye-popping spectacle, however, the top spot has to go to Knights of the Round, the Final Fantasy VII summon that is like calling a friend to help you out in a fight, only it's 13 friends, and also, they are the legendary Knights of the Round Table. This summon takes absolutely ages because these knights form an orderly queue, then take it in turns to whack your opponent with their signature weapons. It really does take an extraordinarily long time. If you need to take a bathroom break, or perhaps to regrout and tile the entire bathroom, Knights of the Round should be your go-to move. Finally, the summon ends with King Arthur turning up and smacking your enemy in the face with Excalibur. According to English legend, King Arthur will return when he is most needed, which is apparently when Cloud is fighting these small wasps. Hey, whatever, Arthur. You're the king.
Don't you worry, fellas. I've been itching for a fight for a long damn time. Let's go! It's Goro Majima's comeback tour!
The Yakuza games are serious crime dramas, as proven by this clip of series protagonist and hardened Yakuza enforcer Kiryu. Alright, maybe not the best example. This casual relationship with seriousness continues into the most recent game in the series, Yakuza Like a Dragon, in which new hero, Ichiban Kasuga, both experiences an epic, heartbreaking tale of loss, betrayal and redemption, and has a fight with a giant Roomba.
What the hell? Did you give this thing some kind of second form, Doc? She's going into hyperpower mode!
The wackier side of things comes to the fore in the fighting, which is now turn-based RPG combat, because Ichiban is a huge Dragon Quest stan.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Check this out!
And luckily for fans of spectacular summons, Yakuza Like a Dragon includes a host of wild and wonderful characters that you can call on during battle by using a phone app that is regrettably called Poundmates.
Delivery help no Gary Buster Holmes desu.
These Poundmates range from a crawfish called Nancy who will pinch people with her terrible claws, to a Korean romantic movie star who freezes everyone with his incredible acting. The strongest of these summons belong to several Yakuza legends from previous games in the series, but to our mind, none are as spectacular as the summon belonging to Goro Majima, the wildly unpredictable Yakuza lieutenant and series favourite, who, once again, is very much part of the serious crime drama, as we can see in this clip from Yakuza Dead Souls. Majima's summon, which costs an astonishing 1 million yen to use, is called Demonfire Rain and starts as it means to go on, with Majima cackling with glee on top of an enormous skyscraper, while his Hanya back tattoo is projected onto the moon. Sprinting down the side of the building, Majima then hurls, I estimate, 1 million daggers at your enemy before electrifying them with his previously unmentioned, but honestly unsurprising, electric powers. It's so gloriously, spectacularly over the top, and yet, while the game tells us that most of the weirder aspects of Yakuza Like a Dragon's combat are only taking place inside Kasuga's head, this is 100% something I can see Majima doing in real life. If he's capable of this dance routine, who knows what else he's capable of. If you prefer your summons to take the form of a horrifying nightmare monster that will shatter your enemy's spirits right before it shatters their armor and bones, then have we got a hellish abomination for you! Catastrophe from the 2002 Game Boy Advance RPG Golden Sun: The Lost Age is a summon that you should only call upon when you're absolutely sure you want to be asking a favour from a demonic Hell Knight whose body is made up almost entirely of vicious-looking weapons. How does he walk with an axe for a leg, you might be wondering, to which the answer is, he doesn't, he just floats around the place killing people. Rather than just jumping on people, which would definitely work because of all his pointy edges, Catastrophe instead harms your, and by extension his, enemies by focusing all of his dark energy into the largest and deadliest looking of his many swords. This dark energy then pours down into a glowing purple pyramid, which crashes down to Earth, looking like it's probably going to be a bad time for anyone down there. And it is, as we can see from a view on the ground which shows us the spreading wave of destruction has taken the form of a galloping dragon, demolishing everything it comes into contact with. Which is all well and good, but now we've summoned him, is there a way of, unsummoning him? Guy gives me the creeps.
Now that I have answered your question, you will allow me to go free? Serve you? No. Need id. If and when you defeat Alduin, I will reconsider.
Ask anyone who's played Skyrim and they'll tell you that there's no more intimidating enemy to face than a dragon. Well, unless they've installed that mod that turns them all into Macho Man Randy Savage dragons.
Yeah!
And while you, as the Dragonborn, have plenty of deadly weapons, powerful spells, and capable allies, all of that still pales in comparison to a flying lizard monster the size of a double-decker bus that can breathe fire and casually fling people 600 feet into the air and to their death on the rocks below. So good news then that later on in the game you get the ability to summon your very own dragon, courtesy of the Call Dragon Shout, which lets you buzz the dragon Odaving to drop by and give you a hand. Claw. Whatever.
Saran Uth, I await your command as promised.
Unlike many of the other summons in this list, this isn't a canned animation, but rather a real-time intervention in the middle of combat.
Aving!
This means you have to hang around for a bit before Odaving shows up, which can be a bit awkward, both for you and the furious saber cat you're supposed to be fighting. He'll be here in a minute, honestly. When he does eventually decide to show up, it's just as spectacular and majestic as you'd hope, and there isn't much better than sitting back and watching him barbecue your hapless foe while you concentrate on more important things, like all the wheels of cheese you're going to steal later. Now, go pick up my dry cleaning! The Dragonborn compels you! But don't make me turn you into Macho Man Randy Savage. Skies of Arcadia tells the story of Vice, an air pirate who is trying to stop an evil empire from reviving ancient weapons that could possibly destroy the world. Which is why it's so baffling that he would use Prophecy, which is a summon attack that by my reckoning would definitely destroy the world.
The power
Of the ancients!
to battle our foe!
In this move, Vice and his team put in a call for assistance from the Ancients to battle their foes, who almost certainly don't deserve what's about to happen to them. No problem, reply the Ancients, who promptly crash the moon into the planet you're on, causing massive damage to your enemies. And also, obviously, the planet you're on. The asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs was only about 6 miles across, and this moon is way bigger than that. Not to mention the serious problems it would cause with the tides, ocean life, and the planet's orbit. What have you guys got to say in your defense?
I wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, well, you've run out of moons now, so bad luck.
Give me strength!
Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually the 13th Kingdom Hearts game, and frankly, that's not even one of the top 10 most confusing things about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Guys! Are you okay?
Sora, you're a welcome sight!
That being said, it did include one new feature that we are big fans of here at Outside Xbox, and that's the addition of so-called attraction summons that allow you to call on rides from the Disney theme parks to assist you in battle. Rather than calling in a bunch of creepy animatronic children from It's a Small World to swarm your enemies, however, these attraction flow attacks take the form of more sensible combat enhancements, such as summoning a pirate ship to smash into enemies, or calling forth the mine train from Big Thunder Mountain Railroad to lay waste to your foes with fireworks. Our favourite of these attraction summons, however, has to be Blaster Blaze, which allows Sora and pals to jump into one of the cars from the Toy Story-based Disneyland light gun attraction Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, without having to wait in line for 90 minutes either. Result: in the theme park ride, Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters fire harmless beams of light, but in Kingdom Hearts 3, they are much deadlier weapons, and the game switches into first-person mode so that you can target your enemies properly and absolutely hammer them with balls of concentrated plasma. Don't look at me like that, Donald and Goofy. You sat by and let it happen. You're in this too. Okay, one more Final Fantasy summon, but only because the summon in question, Eden, is so planet-wreckingly spectacular that we'd be making a mockery of the very concept of summons if we didn't include it in this list. Eden is a Guardian Force, or GF in Final Fantasy VIII, that can be summoned when you absolutely positively have to kill every small, non-threatening RPG enemy in the room. Eden's appearance starts with the skies darkening over the battlefield and the sound of a holy space laser powering up, before suddenly, bursting forth from the sky, comes Eden, which, holy shit, is some kind of combination of angel, insect, and jewel-encrusted commemorative plate. Much like Knights of the Round, this summon takes absolutely ages as Eden slowly maneuvers into position, all while your hapless enemy has to sit there and watch this unknowable sky god gear up to absolutely obliterate them. What follows is the very definition of overkill, as the heavens part and a beam of destructive energy annihilates your enemy, and we have to assume at least the rest of the continent that it had the nerve to be hanging out on. We've got friendly fire turned off, right? Because I'm pretty sure after that, anyone in the same hemisphere is donezo. Still, I think it taught that small flying bug a lesson it won't soon forget. To be fair, I feel the same way about mosquitoes. There you have it, 7 of the most spectacular summons in RPG history. These are some of our favourites, but we've barely scratched the surface, so let us know in the comments below what your favourite RPG summons are. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more and help us out, hit subscribe and also the bell icon to turn on notifications for when we publish a video like this one. Thanks for watching.